Want me to start over? Okay, hi everyone, and welcome back to VADSTI 2025. My name is John Kwejan. I'm a professor at Howard University. If today is your first time joining us, I'm the director of this program. So VADSTI is run for 8 weeks. Today, this week is our third week, and then the module is Introduction to Python. We started Python 1 last week, so we are going to continue Python 2 today. Next week will be a section, a module on what I call statistical learning. You know, in data science, we have what we call machine learning and then statistical learning. Many times, some tend to ignore the statistical learning aspect of it. So from next week going, we'll be discussing statistical learning. Then after that will be machine learning. A few housekeeping items. For those of you interested in getting certificate of participation, you want to record your attendance by typing your name in the chat. Carrie will capture that. So if you intend to get the certificate of participation, please do that. Also, there are teaching assistants with us on the Zoom. So if you have any questions, you can write your question in the chat area. If the instructor sees it, he may respond to it. Otherwise, the teaching assistants are also there that will respond to your question in the chat area. So we have a Slack channel that is open through also outside the Zoom instructions. If you have any questions or anything to discuss, you want to put that in Slack. And then the TAs, or even sometimes one of your own fellow participants who may have knowledge about that will respond to that question. So the Slack is kind of a discussion forum outside of this formal lectures. So we are again fortunate to have Professor Dumbia. Dr. Dumbia is a visiting professor at West Point University in upstate New York. So for those of you interested in joining the military, maybe you can have a chat with him and he may give you insight that. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Dr. Dumbia.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear us loud and clear. Why don't you turn on your camera and wave your right hand?
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah, just turn your camera on and then wave up your right hand so we know that you can hear us loud and clear.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right, everybody. So now let's navigate to our data science folder or our Python folder, the folder that we created last week. If you remember, there are two ways to go there. You can open your Anaconda. Like, let me share my screen with you. So you can look for your Anaconda like this. Once you open it, then you have to navigate through our folder. So that is one way. So here I'll go to desktop, then I'll look for my VASTI 4.0. So I'm on the desktop, then I come here, right? So this is where we left off last time. Or you can also do it using the command line. We learned that last time. Let me clear these. So you first need to figure out where you are, which is PWD, right? Prime working directory. And then once you do that, and you will navigate yourself. So you want to go through the location where your file is located. It looks like I'm on a desktop already, but usually when you open it, you're now on your desktop. You see, you will find yourself on your user or document or something. You have to navigate yourself to where your file is located. So I will say cd, desktop, because that's where my file is located, desktop, right? So now I can go to our VASTI, VSTI, right? 4.0. I believe that's what we have. So I will navigate myself to that, right? So this is my folder, and if I look inside, I have the file that we created last time, right? Those files are here, right? So
Sorry, could you make your print bigger?
yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm inside our folder, then I can open Jupyter Notebook now. All I need to do is type Jupyter Notebook. Right, and that will take me there. Right. Any question about how to go to our folder? Either you could, yes.
Sorry to interrupt. When I do that Jupyter Notebook, it doesn't work for me. Did you put a space in between Jupyter Notebook?
Yeah, let me type it because the spelling is funny. Jupyter Notebook, like that, with a Y. Jupyter with a Y. Notebook, and I want you to add N% at the end so that you will be able to use these windows over and over again. But if you don't add an N%, then this window will be linked to the kernel of your Jupyter Notebook. You can use it again.
Okay, it looks like I have to do it manually. It doesn't work for me. So
Yeah, I've had the same issue where when I do it from the command line, it says command not found, but I can do it through the Anaconda app.
Okay, do that.
All right.
Do it through Anaconda, and then once you do that, let me see. That's what I did. It took me here. Then I will look for desktop. That's because that's where my file is, my folder is located. And then I will look for our folder right here. Right. So I think Nana has this. This is the thing that we did last time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send him anyway. This is the last thing that we're doing, right? So if you are not able to do it, the code will be available to Nana. But today I'm gonna talk about pandas. So let me type it here because panda is very important. So pandas, right? And case study. Once we do that, we're gonna do web scraping after that. So web scraping, right? So these are three things that I want you to do today, right? Okay, so I'm gonna stop here when it comes to for loop, while loop, functions, list comprehensions. Hopefully we get a chance to go over those kind of stuff, right? So pandas, if I may share this presentation with you. You can think of pandas as a powerful version of Excel, right? It's a backbone of for data analysis when it comes to Python, right? So why we use pandas? Because once we transform a data set to a panda data frame, it will allow us to do a lot of calculation. You heard John saying statistical, analysis. So pandas data frame is an object that will allow us to do statistical analysis. It will also allow us to do, a lot of mathematics, right? And then it will allow us to join the panda data frame with another data frame and so on, right? So let me see if I can go to uh, presentation mode here. Can you see these? Can you see my?
Yes, we can see.
Okay.
Yes, we
All
can.
right. So you see, Panda has many of these, method, right? So it will convert like a CSV file, Excel file, right? Like a PDF. You can transform all of those, right, to a Panda data frame. Once you have it to a Panda data frame, then we have like almost unlimited, method, to use on the data set. So you can find the minimum, maximum, you can standardize, you can scale your data frame, you can get some information, you can figure out the missing data. You can also replace missing data with some of the value that you want, right? So because we got our Python via Anaconda, you don't need to install Python. You don't need to install Pandas either, right? Pandas is embedded there because we install Anaconda and we are getting our Jupyter Notebook via Anaconda. You don't need to do none of these installation. The only thing that you can do is to check the version of your Pandas, right? Then I will show you in a minute. You have to import it first. Once you import it, then you can check the version, what kind of version do you have. We both should have the same version of Pandas. Again, think about it as a, Excel for Python, but it is more powerful than Excel, right? Excel has a limitation, I believe. If you got like over 12 million of rows, Excel cannot take it anymore. Pandas can take more than that, right? You can build a data set on Python using lists. If you notice, this is a list 1, 2, 3, right? So this is because you got only one list, one row of data set is called a series. A series is just one column of data set. If you got more than one, then it become a data frame. We call that Panda data frame. You got column A, column B, right? So this is one way to build a data frame from scratch, right? So once you got your data frame, you can grab it by index, right? You can slice it. You can grab some column. You can drop columns, right? If you want to drop a column, this is one way to do that, right? Your Panda data frame that drop and then the name of the column that you want to drop, right? You can also add two columns together, subtract them together, and so on, right? And you can slice them. So let's say you want to get the first two. So that's from 0 to 2. 2 will be excluded. Let me look at some messages here for the presentation that I said all course. Yeah. Yeah, Nana should have all of these on the GitHub, right? If not, I will send it back to him again, right? So you can drop an entire columns, right? You can define a new column from your existing columns, like a column D is equal to column A plus column B, right? You can delete, column B if you don't like it, right? So df that drop and then the name of column, right? So you can take a look at the first 5 row of your data set. That method is called that head. You can also look at the last 5 bottom row of your data set. That is called df that tail. Tail will return the last 5. Head will return the first 5. Info will provide what type of data that you have in your column. You remember we discussed integers, strings, float, right, and Boolean. So info will let you know how many rows you have, how many columns you have, and what kind of data you have inside those columns, right? And then the shape will return exactly the number of rows and the number of columns, right? They have that shape, right? So handle missing data. So is null, this method will let you know how many null you have. And if you want to replace those missing data by, or some value that you want, this is one way. Fill NA. Fill NA will look through your columns and rows and look for any missing data and then replace it to the value that you will assign here. You can replace them by zeros, or you can replace them by the mean, the median of your columns, right? For example, if you are dealing with the age column of your students, right? If some of the student age, are missing, it will make sense to replace the age of the student by the average age of the class, because usually students in the same class tend to have the same age, right? So once you take the average of the age of the class, you can replace the missing age by that, right? Merging, you can merge data set together, right? They are left merge. You can also join them together, right? You got 2 data sets, you can join them together. You can concatenate them together also, right? You can reshape data set, right? So by building like a pivot table from your data set. Let me see. I got some message here. What is the name of that file? Nana, did you post? Is Nana here? Did you post my today's file on GitHub? Let me call him.
Hi, Dr. Dumbia. I just sent him an email as well. I didn't see it. I think it may be under the last one. So we'll just have to transfer them from.
Yeah, the one that I sent today.
Yeah.
Tell him I sent it today from my Gmail, because I was having issue with my Howard email earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let him know.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we're gonna, view all of these today, with a case study, right? So this is how you load a data set, right? So you have to import first pandas as PD, right? Once you import as PD, then PD read underscore CSV. CSV means the type of file, right? Inside parentheses, you see that I have file.csv. If I had Excel, then this should be Excel, right? And I will show you all the options that pandas can read once we get to the practice. Right. Okay. So you can also inspect, I already talked about the head, and the describe method will provide the statistical informations of your data set. The mean, the median, the variance, the 25th percentile, the 75th percentile, and so on, right? This describe will do that for you, right? So you can visualize a particular columns, right? We use histogram plot when we want to see how a numerical column is distributed. For example, you want to see the distribution of the income. You grab the income column, and that histogram, it will show you how the income is distributed within that particular data set, right? Okay, so you can visit pandas at pandas.pydata.org and then look at this documentation, open in Safari, hopefully, yeah, and then visit here. There are many stuff that you can use, right? You can do it here. But let's jump to our pandas lab. So I'm going to open my Jupyter notebook. Everybody's there. Everybody open a new Jupyter notebook, and then we're gonna name it Introduction to Pandas. What are my Jupyter notebooks? Everybody open a new Jupyter notebook.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. We're gonna need it anytime. Yep, take care, sir.
Okay, mine is here. I'm not gonna use this notebook anymore. I am going to open a new one, right? And I'm going to our Panda data frame section. So first I go to desktop, look for our folder, is right here. And then from there, I am going to new, and then Python. And I am going to name it. Let me move this out of my way. I am going to rename it. I don't trust this. I want to trust it. Okay. So everybody, are you able to open a new Jupyter notebook? I just call it intro to pandas.
Yes.
All right, so name it intro to pandas. Right, so like I said, you don't need to install your pandas today. All you need to do, I want you to just do this. Type, I think I can move this now. Type this, we want to import it, import pandas as PD, right?
Sorry, I have a question. To create a new notebook, do I have to go all the way over to the folder and do that, or I can just press File, New Notebook? Will it still be under the same folder, the VADSTI?
You have to be in the same folder.
So
Otherwise, your notebook will be everywhere.
yeah, so what I just did, I just want to confirm if this, I don't know how to check that, but I just clicked on File and New Notebook. So I don't know if it's under the same folder.
Where were you before you
I was in
opened?
the previous notebook, the one where we were typing the whole.
Oh yeah. That means you are in the same. That means you are in the same folder. One
Okay.
way to do that too. One way to double check that. Let me go to mine. What is mine? Okay. Run this. You will see that you are inside. Run this called PWD.
Okay.
You will see that you are in there.
Okay. Yeah, I am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So now everybody, I want you to import pandas as PD. Right. I don't want to leave anybody behind. So do that, please. We got that?
Nothing happened for me. Just click enter the next cell.
How did you make your exclamation purple?
Oh, I just type it. Right. Make sure it's not a markdown cell. If you make it a markdown cell, then it won't be purple. Make sure it's a cell. Right. And that is just to check that you are where you are. Right.
So for the first one, is it supposed to do that whole users and the rest? Because mine didn't do that.
Yeah, because let me think that import warning. I'm gonna get rid of that. So this is one way to do that. And I think warnings that simple filter. If it is just something simple, I would say ignore. Let me see. Now it's go away, right? It was just something minor. So no thing, right? So like I said, you can build a data set of a list of a dictionary, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I want to just go to big data set. Like you can use random number to do that. So let's import random also, everybody. So this will allow me to create random numbers, create randoms. I also want you to import NumPy. So NumPy as NP. NumPy is like if you use Mathematica before or MATLAB, so NumPy is like the MATLAB version of Python. So it will allow us to do, all kind of mathematical operations, square root, the norm, the matrix, subtraction, random numbers, all kind of stuff. So any mathematical operation that you will do, NumPy will be in the background, running in the background. So when I import it, in case we need it, right? So
Excuse me.
yes.
Should we import warnings as well?
No, you don't have, if you don't have warning, you don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah. So because let me do this. This is what I had before. By the way, if you do this, that means your things, if you commented, this will not do anything. I commented. Now you will say I got warning, right? So to get rid of those warning, I did this, right? Import warning, and then I just send those to in your trash can. Now, no more warning. Right. So how do you create a list? A list, how do you know that if something is a list? Let me ask you this.
Oh, quick thing, can I check something with you?
Yeah.
All right. So let me share my screen very quickly. Sharing the screen. Okay, kind of press share. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I have this is like introduction to pandas.
Can you make it bigger?
Oh,
Or is
yeah.
it?
I'll make it bigger. Introduction to pandas. This is where my folder is located. However,
I can barely see. Hold on, let me.
barely see it. Okay, what? Yeah, this is as big as it is on my.
Yeah, now I got it.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So this is the location of my folder, and I've saved the
Yeah, you are insider.
yeah, introduction to pandas, but when I try to save it, it doesn't show up here.
You don't need to save it. Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, intro to pandas. PWD, you aren't there.
Where?
You are inside of VADSTI 4.0.
Yep. But this is also VASTI 4.0. Same location, but then I'm trying to save out the IP, PY, B, and B, and it's just not showing up in that folder. So I'm wondering what's going on.
Are you sure you don't have OneDrive?
I typically don't save this to OneDrive. I don't save anything to OneDrive.
Yeah, because this one is not on OneDrive.
It's
There
on
is
OneDrive?
there is no OneDrive here.
Oh yeah.
So you should be able to say.
Yeah, save notebook as.
Yeah. But if you save that.
All right.
Now go back.
Nothing.
Go to desktop, go back again, because go back and then come back to it.
Sometimes it's super weird.
Huh.
I think sometimes.
Oh, go to that desktop on top. The desktop on top.
Desktop.
Yeah,
Right
on top. Go to your folder.
Yep. So that's the. Well, very weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I know.
But you open it there. Maybe let's check that over the break. Don't close that notebook.
Let's continue. We'll check it over break.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So you can stop sharing now. and I will share my screen. All right. So now, let's create our very first data frame. So I'll call it df equal PD. PD is our pandas here that read. So read underscore. If I hit the tab key, it will give me all the options. See, you can read a clipboard, you can read a CSV, Excel, Feather, FWAF, right? Even HTML, you can read JSON file, you can read PCOL, you can read SQL query, XML, right? So CSV is just one of them, right? So we're gonna read if our data set was a CSV, then we do this here. And let me see. I sent Nana to share you guys this file. Salary is not here. Okay. So there is a data set that I'm gonna use and it is not in here. Let me see if it is in the download. I think it's in the download. Salary. Okay. I will move that over, but from now on, let's see, if you wanted to read a file, then you will set a file here and then that's CSV because that's what you have. If it was something else, then that will here. If it was Excel, right? If you do that, then this should be an Excel file here, right? Excel file, right? That's how it works. So now let's build our very first data frame if you want to build it. So we call pandas, which is PD, and then this object, data frame. Data frame will allow you to build your own data frame, right? So you can do it as a dictionary. The first key can be your first column. So I'll say column.
I have a question.
Yes.
When I do LS, it just gives me a date, a time, and it says DIR. It does not look like
Exclamation symbol.
I didn't because that doesn't do anything for me. But I can try.
LS stands for list of file that exists in your folder.
Says LS is not recognized on it as an internal or external command, operable program, or batch file.
Are you on your Jupyter notebook?
Yes, sir, I am.
Because it's a shortcut for list. Let me see if you spell it out.
Okay.
If you spell it, does it do? No, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
shortcut.
okay, yeah, now it's purple and green. Okay. Oh, it's still unrecognizable.
Oh, make sure it's a code. It's not a markdown. Because see, if I make this one a markdown, it doesn't do anything.
I'm not in the markdown. This is code.
Okay. All right, that's weird. Let me go to cell type, or I just delete this. If it's a code, even if I don't use that, I give a list. Do this PWD. Are you inside the folder? Make sure this is.
Yes, it says directory of, and then it says that I'm in VASTI 4.0. But mine just looked different from yours. It doesn't say week 2, file 1. It's just telling me how many bytes I have free. It might just be the same. I don't know.
Okay, show that to me. Maybe we can do that during the break.
Excellent.
Yeah. So first column. So if I want the first column to be from 1 to 10, also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. And then because I have a dictionary, this is the first element, key value. Remember that? And then the second element, I will say that's column 2, column number 2. And then the value for that column number 2 is a list also. So I can say these are lists from 10 to what? just a random number. Let's say 20, 30, 39, 15. I want to make sure it's 10, right? Make sure it's 10 number because they have to match. The number of element here has to match this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can add 4 more, right? So 70, 80, 90, 100, and 1. Right. So I believe they match, right? So if I do that and I say df, and this is my data frame, right? If you look at the left-hand side, 0, 1, 2, 3, up to 9, that is called the index, right? That's the index. It tell you, the rows, right?
I got a value error message.
Okay, let me make mine bigger so that you make sure you type it exactly like mine here. And make sure the number of numbers match. Here I got 10 numbers. Here you should got 10 numbers also, right? 10 numbers. And column 1 is in quotations. Column is after the quotations, right? The list is in square bracket. Column 2 is in quotations, right? The list is outside. And then the whole thing is in the curly bracket. You see, it started with curly brackets, right? If you want, you can do it like this, right? Column 1, column 2. That's it.
Oh, is it supposed to be a space between the curly bracket and quotation column 1?
I just do that so that you can see.
Oh, okay.
I don't want you to miss the curly bracket. All right. I do that so that you can see. In fact, I can even do this.
Oh, maybe curly bracket.
Column 1. After column 1, you have to have a comma. After you finish the list, column 1, the list, and a comma. Column 2, the list, no comma after that. Right.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay, we can debug that very quick. Let's share your thing with me. Let me stop sharing. I think we can debug that very quickly. Share your screen with me.
Oh, share the screen. Okay.
Make it bigger. Let me make it bigger. PD the data frame. Column 1, column 2, okay. Go down to the error message. I'm pretty sure you might have go to the last line of the error. What does it say?
Oh,
Oh, must have the same length. That's it. So you don't have the same length of thing. You got 10 there. Let's count these 2. The second one. Let's 1,
oh,
2,
but I saw that you
4,
put a 1
5,
here.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got 11.
I thought
Yeah, move that.
I saw 1 there. Okay.
You got more items than I. Run it and let's see.
Okay.
Look at your DF.
Yeah, delete the 40. I did the same thing originally.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
40?
40, I think. If you get rid of 40, it'll match his. Or actually, this might work. Yeah,
It doesn't have to be exactly mine. Just an example. So look at DF. Go to a new line, type DF. New line, yeah, DF. Run it. Yeah, that's your data. Right? All right, so let's do that. So that's one way to debug yourself. You go back and read what the error says. It said of the length must match. Right. I got 10 here. I should have 10 at the bottom. Okay, now I need to go back to the normal thing. So now, nobody want to do that, manually doing this, right? It's time consuming. What if you want to do 1,000 row and then 100 column? Are you going to do that manually? No. So there is a way to do this, automatically. So you can use your random numbers here. Let's say, for example, let's call this one DF again. I want to build a data frame with, let's say 10 rows and 5 columns. So I can use random number to do that, right? So df dot data frame, right? So here I will call my random number that we imported up there, right? Okay, so I will say random. So that's random. So random, I want 10 rows and I want 5 columns, but because it's a mathematical computation, I will call NumPy to it. So NumPy that random, and I want these random numbers to be normally distributed. Then I will say run n, normally distributed. And then I want to say, because I have 5 columns, 10 rows, so I need to specify them. The rows are called index. I will say index equal, let's say I got these A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. How many? Is it 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm going to stop there. Right. So this is 10 columns. This could be, 10 rows, the name of 10 rows.
Mr. Jumbia,
Yeah.
I'm also still stuck on your 17. It's not working for me, and it looks just like that. When I press run, it does not make a
Yeah,
call.
you gotta go to new line to see it.
And I go to a new line and I press
Yeah.
run.
You see?
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Or one way you can put in the same line. Once you're done typing it, you type here DF. Then you will see. You don't have to go to a new line then. Right. Okay. Right. So this is the name of my rows. It will be row A, row B, up to row J. Make sure it's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then columns equal. So for the columns name, I want to pick, I got 5 of them, X, Y, Z, W, X, Y, Z. So I will say U, W, X, Y, Z. That's 5, right? Okay. So this, I got 2 strings. How do you separate strings together? What method did we learn last time? If you want to split the strings, what method do you use? Let's say these got dollars percent symbol between them. I want to split them, for example, on those percent symbol, right? Before they only got space, I was going to split them on the space. But now, let's say they have these. I want to split them. How do you do that? Right, I want to split them so that every string will be, every character will be his own string. String A, string B, string C, up to string J. And then here, let's say they were separated by, let's use just space, right? So
The
that's
string dot split.
Yeah, exactly. That's split. We split on the percent symbol here, right? And then here, that split, what do we split on here? we split on the empty space, right? There is an empty strings here, right? And that's it. Make sure there is a colon between them. Let me do this. All right, let me put it this way so that you can see it clearly. Comma here. So NP, the random number that are normally distributed. I want 5 columns and 10 rows. 10 is for rows and 5 for columns. Let me see. I got a question here.
So before your
You don't
U,
see the screen? You don't see my screen? You don't see my Jupyter notebook?
we see your screen. You might have to swipe to the left or right to see his screen.
Let me stop share and share again. Share. Can you see it now? Okay, so this is my DF, right? And make sure you close
Stop
it.
really quickly.
Yes.
Have a parentheses after the quotation for Z. Where did that parentheses start?
Oh, this shouldn't be there. It's my pandas. Is supposed to be outside, right? There is no parenthesis here. Good catch. That will throw some error. That will throw is the one that I start here. I close it here. I was not supposed to. You see this? It's supposed to close here, not here. After I'm done everything, it's supposed to close there. These two. Right. So I'll run this. I shouldn't get any error if I do df. You see that we got our data frame. We got 10 rows, 5 columns. And the columns are U, W, X, Y, Z. Everybody got this?
I did not. It actually just pulled the old column.
Let me do this so that you can see them clearly. Is it big enough for you guys? You don't have to break it the way I break it like this. You can have it in one line if you got more space. But you make sure when you import this library, make sure you run them, right? NumPy, pandas, random, because random will allow us to access this random number here, right? So NP that random number that are normally distributed. And then we want 10 rows, 5 columns.
So the space between your last split, that dot split after the Z, is there a space with that?
Yeah, actually, yeah, this and that. So that they both mean the same thing. It's a split on nothing. All right, let me run it again. You will see I get the same thing. Because I got a space between my character. So you need to have one space here. You see that space.
Yeah, it's still not working.
Maybe you don't have space between your character. Maybe make sure it's one space. If you got 2 space in one spot, if you got 2 space between your character, then you need to have 2 space here. If you only got 1 space, then you need to have 1 space here. Right. Or you can replace them by dollar symbol. Or you can put them like this. You split them on nothing. So in this case, I just do this. If that split, that still work up. That split. Hold on. What did I do? That splits. Let me see. That doesn't work. They are two together. Yeah, you need to have something in between. So let me see if you want, you can have some symbol, like dollar symbol here. Dollar symbol, and then have dollar symbol here. That will work. Or if you got space, make sure the space length are the same, right? You got one space here, one space here, one space here, one space here, then that one space should be here. That also works.
No, it's still giving me column 1 and column 2.
Okay, let me see. Share with me. Share.
1 moment.
Make it bigger. Difficult. Okay. Column 2. Oh, columns. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 10 of that. Okay, clear the kernel. It's a NP is not defined. You didn't run it. Go up at the beginning. Go at the top, at the top. At the top. Yeah, run that. Run the whole thing.
I just click here and run it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now go run your data set. Go to your data set now. Your data frame, and then run it. Yeah, run that. No. Up. Yeah, run it now. Yeah, now look at your data frame.
It's not like yours.
No. You didn't run DF. Down the DF that you have, run it. Yeah, shift enter is quicker.
Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you.
No problem.
Sorry, mine is giving me indentation error.
Indentation error?
Yeah.
Share with me.
Okay.
Make it bigger.
Okay.
Student like, smaller size screen. Your professor don't have good eyes. Let me see. Okay, so you got that. Index equal that. Yeah, that column, she fixed it. You see, after the Z, you have a parenthesis. Remove that.
This one?
Yeah, remove that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, run it now.
Okay.
Shift enter is quicker.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. All right, let me look at the messages. I guess. Yeah, extra parentheses. Thank you. And yeah. Okay, so now let's go back to it. Now we have our data frame. Let's say I want to create a new columns. I want to call it column T. So I will say df at T, right? T is equal df at I'm gonna take out the sum of u, right, plus df, lowercase df for U plus X, for example, right? That. So that will create a new DF. Oh, U is not defined. Oh, U column, the name, put in as a strings, please. The column name. So if I look at it, you will see I have a new column called T. The T column is at the end here. Right. Any question about that? Good. That means we can move on. Right. So now, if you want to grab,
I'm still doing it. Thanks.
oh, let me stay here. I just said column T is a sum of column U and column X. You add those two to get column T.
Thank you.
All right. So if I want to grab, oh, I don't like this. Go back. All right. Let's say I want to grab some column here. So I will use DF. I want to grab, let's say I want to grab only one column. So let's say column W. I'll just do that, W. You return that, right? If I want a list of column, right? Then what do you think? I should use square bracket because I have a list. Then I would put those column here. Let's say I want W and Z, right? Then Z here. Then it will just return those. Right? If you don't put in the list, you will get an error. No problem about that, right? We got that. Okay, so now,
Mine didn't do.
I noticed your W is in single quotation and the Z is in double.
yeah, it doesn't matter. You remember they're all
Okay.
strings.
Okay, it's because I got an error, but I figured out why. I only used one square bracket.
Yeah, you gotta have, because the list of column, not just one column, but the list of column. But anytime you're using a list member has to be in square bracket, within square bracket, right?
I got it.
All right, so this is how you grab a column. So now I wanna, right, so here, how to select multiple column, right? So how to select rows, how to select rows or multiple. So here, let's say I want to get row A. I would say df dot. So you need to use this LOC stand for location, and then I would put the row name there, right? That's my row. It just do it only by it's a row. If you look at it, it got representative for, let me print df let me print df head here. We discuss this head. Let's say I want only the first row. So that compare this to this is our row A, right? Right. So this is row A right here, the one that I got. The value are exactly the same. Right? If I want to grab more than one row, so I will say df dot loc. I want a list of row. So row, let's say row B, and I also want row D. That's it. So Panda is a powerful tool that will allow you to go inside a data set, get whatever you want, and then work with it. Right? It doesn't have to be in order. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So now we can also impose some condition on data set. So for example, we want to return the data set, the value in the data set where, let's say, column Y is bigger than 0.5, for example. Right. So df column Y bigger than 0.5. Right. So it is false and true only in 1 to 3 places. Right. If I apply data frame to that like this, it will only give me those places where it is true. It will return those. Right. So if I decrease the the conditions, if I say 0.2, for example, then I should get more rows, right? Because if you look at this condition right here, let me put it up here. If you look at that, you got many places where that is true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And then you apply your data frame to that, it will return those 5 rows. Right? So an example of this, you are looking for employee who make more than 500,000 a year. So this is a condition that you will impose on the salary column. You go to your salary column and then you impose this condition there. Right. Questions? What does, yeah, LOC, you are selecting the rows, the row by locations, right? LOC stands for locations. Yeah.
Professor, just a quick question about this specific line. So this is identifying all values that are greater than 0.2
All value in column Y.
in column Y.
Y, right? You are only interested that's your filter. So inside a data frame, column Y has to be bigger than 0.2. And then return only the rows where that condition is true. If you look at this data frame, look at the column Y. All the value in column Y are bigger than 0.2. So it will return the entire row because I apply the data frame to it. Right? If I don't want the entire data frame, let's say I want column Z only, right? Then I'll put Z here. Give me column Z where column Y is bigger than 0.2. So give it that. And if you want more than that, let's say you want column Z and column W, for example, then you will add that here. So you define the conditions, right? Return, I need column W and column Z where column Y has entry bigger than 0.2. Right. But if you want to see clearly, I will
Do you
remove.
mind just scrolling up just a little bit? Keep scrolling. Okay.
LO system.
Alright.
So to grab a row, we can use LOC. We can also use ILOC. ILOC stands for integer locations. LOC stands for locations. So you use ILOC if your rows are numbers, like row 0, row 1, row 2, up to row 1000. Then because they are integers, you can grab them using ILOC or ILOC. So we add columns, right? We impose condition to columns. What happens if you don't want the column T that we added? We want to drop it. So, well, you can do like this, df equal, actually df dot drop. So you will tell what column you want to drop. So columns equal B. You want to drop T, let's say T, for example, right? You see the T is gone, right? But the T is here. What happened? The T is gone there, but when I run my df again, the T reappear. Do you see? But there is no T here. You drop it. Here, it appear again. Because we didn't save the change. If you want to save the change, there are two ways, right? One way, this is the old way. Nobody use this anymore. You do the in place equal true. If you do that, it will save it, right? But this is the more efficient way. Let me comment this. The more efficient way is to store it to df. Use a df equal df dot drop, and then columns equal b, t, sorry, right? Then if I run, right, if I run my df, you see t is gone forever. Just store it to df if you wanna that change to be permanent. Either you store it to df or you use in place equal true. Any question about that?
Not about that one, but there was some place where you did like column Z and W. I missed that.
Oh, Z and W.
Yeah.
Oh, so I said, for example, if I want to grab, right, column Z and W where this condition is true. Because I have a list of columns, I put them in the list, right? This right here will allow me to grab something. If I just put column A, it will just give me that. Oh, what did I do? Make sure I don't have okay. So now if I want to grab something, like say column B, I do capital. Oh, I don't have B. Column W, for example, right? It will return me that. But if I want a list of columns, like we had it earlier, then I have to have those two columns in the list. Let's say I want it column U also. Then I have U in quotation also. Actually, there should be a comma here and a U here, right? Whatever column that you want, because you have a list of columns, they need to be in square bracket. And if the first square bracket is telling your data frame, here, select these. This is for selections. And then this is to define your column as a list, right? Then it will do exactly that.
Okay, I tried it. It worked.
Yeah, right. So we learn how to drop it. We learn how to create a new one.
Sorry,
We learn.
I'm having issues with the drop.
Oh, when you drop twice, you get error. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't drop 2 times because the second time you are dropping a column that no longer exists. Right? Then if that happens, you need to clear your memories. Let's say I'll run it this again. You say I get error because I already dropped it. Right? If that happened, then you come here to your kernel. You say, hey, clear this, remove this from your memory, okay? I'm just gonna do this over and import this. Oh, I forgot to import my warning again, right? And then, of course, run my df because this is the backbone of our data frame. Now, come back here. Okay, we got up to display. Now, if I run with drop, you will see that I won't get error message anymore because this is my first time to drop it. But if I go back to drop it again, I get error. Good point.
So, but wait, I did the line before line 15,
Mm-hmm.
and then I saw my chart by just typing in DF, and my T is already gone.
No, oh, you store this to df here? You said df equal this? Did you do that?
I put no. I didn't add that. I add DF bar DF. But then so I shift entered this line.
You got this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now
Well,
you come
it's
here.
Y greater than 0.2. So I didn't get A through J. I got my specific that was greater than 0.2.
Oh yeah, because we got different random numbers, right? I forgot to set the random C.
So I did that line and then I pressed DF
Mm-hmm.
to see what my full chart was, and it doesn't include T. So now I can't drop T.
Did you add T?
Yes.
It shouldn't drop your T because if you didn't use drop command before, can you clear your kernel? Clear your kernel like I did and then run like here. You go up, you interrupt it, you clear and restart all, and then you run your library like this,
Okay.
and then come to our data frame, run that, and then come to the operation that we're doing.
Okay.
Like this in the same order, right? Should work. That.
So my question is, I'm trying to understand. I haven't ran the code past the UWZ, the specific columns you want to bring out after line 13 right there. So I want to understand, why isn't column Y also showing, since it says show me the data frame that is greater than show me the column that is greater than 0.2.
No, because you're saying that this is saying I'm only selecting all of these. If you want column Y also, you can add it. But you're just saying, okay, I only want this column.
So what's the point of the Y greater than 0.2 if you only need those other ones?
Because it will filter your data set based on these conditions. If you look at, based on this, let me show up the Y here, then you will see that all the Y value look at the Y value, they're all greater than 0.2.
Okay, so
But if you didn't need Y, you don't need to have it there because the panel will do that filter for you. It will only return rows where this is true. And then I'm using random data set. If I run this again, I might get more than 3 rows. Let me run it again. Random, because it's a random thing, right? Let me see how many rows I get. Oh, what am I?
No,
Right.
it's not about, I'm just trying to understand. So if you say y, so it's pulling data from y greater than 0.2, right? And then it's picking the columns that are aligned with y greater than 2 and not including y.
Okay, so this line
Then
right
if
here,
you look at you, so sorry to cut you off. If
this
you look
line right here,
mm-hmm.
you return all the row in your data frame where y value is bigger than 0.2. So you got all the rows. You know, every column got 10 rows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it will go through y value. Y value is greater than let's say row 1, y value, row B, y value is bigger than 0.2. It will return all the entire row. Right. But if you return the entire row, you got 5 columns. So in addition to those 5 columns, you can select some of them. Right. If you don't want to select any of them, let me do this. If you do this, then it will return the y value, everything. But every place, if you look at the rows, in every single row, you will see that the y value is bigger than 0.2. Look. Check all the rows.
Yeah.
Yeah, the y value is bigger than 0.2. Only the y value, not any others.
Okay. All right. I get it. Thank you.
And then now if I say, okay, only return these days, then it won't show what I didn't ask. Right. So if I say, okay, return this, and I want to go to Z, for example, then it will only return those two. Right. Okay, so with the this one is not the
Okay. So can you scroll back a little bit because I'm still copying? Yeah, this is fine. Thank you.
okay. Some questions. How to set 2 or more conditions. Oh yeah, haha, good. I forgot to mention that. Okay, so I'm gonna do that here down. All right. So 2 or more condition. I'm gonna set. If you're done with this, I'm going down now, right? I wanna in fact, let me do that here. Before we drop,
Yes, I'm done. Thank you.
yeah, so I wanna add more conditions. So I will say df, hey, I want these 2 things to happen. So I want this, and or I want this also. So here I want, let's say df, I want the u value, right? The u columns, everybody in the u columns to be let's say less than negative 0.5, negative 0.5, for example, right? Or negative 0.6. I only want those who are less than negative 0.6. Let me put it bigger so that we get more. I don't want only fewer data set. Bigger than negative 0.5. And here I want the columns. Let's pick a random column. Column Z, for example. I want column Z, the value of column Z bigger than 0.6. So we get only what, 1, 2. We only get 2. We should get only 2. Let me look at the Z column here. Let me look at the Z. I want to look at the DF. So if I do that, we'll get, how many are bigger than 0.61, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 of them. Yeah. So I'll say bigger than 0.6, for example. Right. So that's more than one condition. Right. So this symbol stands for OR. Right. So I get that. So I get less if I say N. This stands for N, then I get less because both conditions must be satisfied. Right. Then you get what you want. Panda is very powerful. Unfortunately, we cannot cover everything about Panda in this class, but I will encourage you to visit the website, right? So you can do that. You can have more than 2. You can keep on adding conditions as long as you don't get lost in the process, right? You can add. Did I answer your questions? Okay.
Professor,
Yeah.
when you add more conditions, do you separate it by a comma?
I got this here. If I want others, no, I can say or. Oh, or here. But if
Okay,
if I want to do these 2 first,
okay.
I can have them in the parentheses, right? Parentheses. Okay, I want this first, and then run against this that. Then you can have them between parentheses. Yeah, you don't need a comma or an n. If you use comma, I think you will get syntax error. This is for or, and then this is for n.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So instead, we just keep adding and symbol. That's it, right?
Yeah, n.
Yeah, on my end, when I added the and symbol, I got absolutely nothing. I got the column names.
Yeah, because that can happen. Your data frame is different from mine if you look at it.
Yeah, it's random, right?
Yeah, because it's random number, right? Unless we could have saved a random seed to 200 so that everybody get the same number, right? Random seed, run NP that random seed 200 or 101, for example. Then everybody will get the same thing, right? So if I impose some more conservative condition here, you will see again empty data set, nothing. So that's possible. If you get it, that's possible. It depends on your conditions. Yeah. Yeah, the pipe symbol is used for OR. Yep. The pipe symbol is for OR. So I believe you can also use OR. Let me see. Where is my 2 conditions? Did I delete that? I had 2 conditions, right? Oh, right here. Yeah. So if you use this, let me see. And right. Say you get that. So when you are inside the data frame, use this. When you are inside the data frame, use this instead of the N thing. Okay, so we learn how to impose condition on data, so how to filter, how to create, how to add a column, how to drop, right? And now, if you want to get the name of a column, sometimes this is important. As data scientist, you might want to change the name of the columns. So def that columns will return the name of your columns, right? Will return the name of your columns. Any questions? So if you want to change these column names, let's say this is one way to do it. Let's say you want to call them call 1, call 2. Oh, this is I use capital for the first one, then let me just use lowercase everywhere so that it won't take me time to. So call 2. All right, let me copy and paste and then change the index. So call 3 here, call 4, and then call 5. Right. So this will change our column name. If you want to see, you do like this, df, you will see the column name has changed to calls. Right. Let me just do head here. Df the head. We only want to see the first one. So you see the column name has been changed. So this is one way to do it. Another way to do it is use rename, df the rename, right? So you have to, for this change to be permanent, you have to say df equal df the rename. So you use dictionary method in this case, right? So the key is the old name, so call 1, right? I want to change call 1 now to let's say I want to call it call the new one. I will call it call column 1, right? I want to copy and paste this. So that's first one, second, third, fourth, fifth. So call 2, I'll change that to column 2.
I have a question.
Huh?
I have a question.
Yes.
So my column titles are just U, W, X, Y, Z. It's not actually changing it to call 1, call 2, call 3.
You have to run this code. df the columns equal this. Make sure the spelling is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Right. So let me show you this in this way so that you can see exactly what I have. I have it like this. Right. Can you see? So I said df equal df the rename. The key is the old name. The value is a new name. Old name, new name, old name, new name, old name, new name, right? And then you run it, you shouldn't get an error if you type it exactly like mine. And then if I do df the head, you will see that it has been changed. Oh, did I run this? Let me run it again. Why it didn't change? Did I reverse it? Key value, key value. It should change. Let me reverse it like, huh? Maybe the orders, call 1. Okay. I'm gonna copy. Did I type rename correct? Rename, df equal df that rename. Yep. So I'm changing the order here, right? You can do the same thing. Make sure. All right, so I'm gonna change these to 2, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay, I got extra comma. All right, yeah. Extra comma. Extra comma. Huh. Why this is not changing my columns? Let me see if I can Control Z. Control Z will take me to the older versions. All right, so okay. Okay, let me see. Something must be stuck in the memory. Clear. Restart. So this is the beauty of Jupyter Notebook. You can always clear the memory. So now let's see. I got this. We got all that. Where did we change the name? Okay, so we change the name here. We said columns, df column equal this. We look at the head, it has been changed. Now we said df rename, right? We want to change the columns from that. I'm not sure. Calls 1, call 2. I want to make sure this all column name are correct. Call 4, call 5. Okay, they are correct. So let's see.
To clear the kernel, first you go to kernel, right? Drop down menu and then interrupt.
Yeah.
And then what do you do after you select interrupt? You do something else?
Yeah, I said clear all. Clear, restart and
Okay.
clear all, yeah.
So first you do
Clear
kernel interrupt and then you do restart and clear output.
output, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let me do that now. Okay. So I'm not gonna do the other change of name. I wanna see. I'm not gonna do this now. Let me comment that out. So I still got my things. It is not changing. This method is not working. df rename. Oh, I know why. It's not df, it's pd. Right? Let me run this. It's pd. You see, you got call 1, call 2, call 3. So now you do pd rename. Right? That should change it. Rename. It said pd has no name rename. Yes, yes. Columns. Call 1, call 2, call 3, call 4, call 5. For some reason it's not changing. Anyway, I will check this back. Why is not? If you check Panda's website, you see that this is another method. Why is not changing that? Anyway, so now at least we know one way to rename a data frame, and shape is to return the number of row, the number of column, right? So you got 10 rows, 5 columns. You can do that, and then we also know you have the info, right? This will return. This one is a method. This one is an attribute. So you don't need parentheses here, but here you need parentheses. If you don't put parentheses here, it will look weird. right? It look weird, right? But if you look parentheses, it look nicer. You can, it said column 1, you got 0 missing. It's a float, 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 float. All of them are float, 0 missing. Okay, we got 10 entry mean 10 rows, 5 columns, 5 columns. Right. And then they all float. So if you do df.describe, this will provide some statistical information, but describe also is a method. You need that. If you don't like that way, some people like to use transpose. Transpose will change the output like that. So you got the count, the mean, the standard deviation, minimum, 25th, 50, 75th percentile, and the maximum.
Sorry, could you go up to line, wait, yes.
Some messages here. Can you try rename with single quotation? Or did that work for you? Single quotations? Yeah, let me try that with single quotations. Who knows? I don't have time, although I could have written code for this. This is 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. So, and it's not even putting some error message, but for some reason it's not, this method is not working. So let me, yeah, it's not working. And our column name are these. Call 1, call 2, call 3, call 4, call 5. Anyway. All right, so that didn't change it, even with single quotations.
So when
Okay,
I
let's,
single
yes.
quotations, it actually is giving me an error message and it said unterminated string literal detect at line 1
Which one? With a single quotation?
with the single quotations.
Yeah, that means either one of your quotes are missing. Yeah, something is missing.
Oh, they put it in the
Somebody just had rename columns equal. Yep, columns equal, that's it. Thank you, columns equal div dictionary. That was a key. So let's see. It's outside, it's a dictionary, columns equal. That's a key because I want to change the name of the columns. Thank you. I don't need to take it back. Right?
So it wasn't the double quotation or
No, it wasn't the double quotations.
okay.
This one was missing. Columns equal. Columns equal. Right? I knew it. There was a way to do it. So let's take 15-minute break. Come back here.
Okay. And then we said during the break, we were trying to figure out what was going on with my,
Yeah.
where
Let me stop sharing and then you can show it to me.
all right, cool. So share again.
Mm-hmm.
I did see one thing that was interesting,
Mm-hmm.
which was,
Make it bigger, please.
yeah, I'll make it bigger. Yeah. When I pulled this up, let's see here. Where was it? local disk C, users. And here we are. It landed in this folder.
Which one is that?
That's my root folder, even before my desktop. But what happened is I'll say, okay, but my go down here for a second. Go down here, PWD, and that's the folder I'm in. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save notebook as save.
And it's not there.
And let's see here.
Go to your
Desktop. There. I'm in the VADSTI notebook.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, one thing you can do is to drag and drop.
All right, I will drag and drop it.
Yeah, drag it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Don't know why it's doing that, but
yeah, drag it from your root and then put it to whatever you want. Anybody else has any questions?
oh, me? Not really. Let me
Yeah, I think somebody else, was having some questions. Um, okay. See you guys in the white. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, so let's go back to our Jupyter notebook. Here I'm at my Jupyter notebook. So now I want to do one more thing before we go to case study. So let's say I want to visualize one of the columns, right? So DF, let's say, let me randomly grab the last column, for example, and from your lecture note, it said that if you do this, it just give you the histogram plot for that. What if you're not satisfied with the color? Well, there is a way to change color. You can say color equal orange, for example. You change the color. If you want to see the edge color, you can change that edge color. Let's say you want that to be purple. You can do that. Right? If you want the line to be thicker, then you say line width equals 3, for example. It will make the line width more thicker. Anyway, the next tomorrow lecture is about visualization. We're going to do more of that. But this is one of the features of pandas. You can visualize panda directly. Right? You can see how a particular column is distributed using histogram plot. Right? So I'll send some file to Nana. I think you guys can download one of the file called CSV salary. I want everybody to download this salary. I believe start with a capital S salary. That's CSV. If you want to follow with me, so this is the file that I'm going to use from now on. I want you to download it. So I'll download mine, and this is what I will do. Once you download it, you go to your data science folder. Oh, let me make it this a little bit smaller. Right, so this is my training folder. Then I will go to the downloads. Right, I'm using Mac, so I come here. Download is right here. I'll just drag and drop here. Right, for Mac user, you can just do that. So that when I call it, I won't get error message. You see, my Jupyter notebooks and my CSV file are in the same locations. If you don't have them in the same location, then if you call this, you will get error message. So I want everybody to do that. Download it and put it in your folder, your training folder, case study. Let me put it here. San Francisco salary data set. Okay, now it should work. Right.
I'm having trouble downloading that.
You are downloading from the GitHub?
Trying to, yeah. Every time I click on it, it takes me to say open link, copy link address. And when I click on it, it says, sorry about that. We can't show you files that are this big right now.
Can you that drag and drop?
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Yep.
You have to click the download button.
Yeah, sorry, it's tiny. Okay, so
Do you mind going back with the case study and how you type that?
Oh, yes. Our markdowns, technique. You just pound symbol, space, case study, right? But you have to make it a markdown cell, right? You click outside, you press M, become a markdown cell, like we did day one. And then this one, right? You are here, you want star space, San Francisco salary data. Then you got it. Leave it here.
Okay, thank you. Oh, do you mind just scrolling up before the graph? Yes. Thank you. All right, I'm finished. Thank you.
All right. So now I want everybody to do the following. I want to call the data frame salary. We call it salary. If you want, you can call it salary DF. I just call it salary, right? Equal PD. We have a CSV file. So which option should I choose here?
CSV.
Exactly. So PD underscore CSV, and then the name of a salary, the name of a CSV is right here, salary.csv. Yeah. And in the same line, if you want to see what it looked like, you can do the head. And then what? I don't have that salary. That's a wrong file. Oh, salary, sorry. Salary. I call DF by salary, right? Okay, so this is the salary DF. This is the data frame. It has employee ID, employee name, job title, base pay, overtime pay, other pay, benefit, total pay, right? Year, note, agency studies. Everybody got this?
No, working on it. I did not get that dragging of the file that you
Did you
just
put
said.
the salary file inside our training folder?
No.
You have to be there. I show you mine. You see, I open our training folder. Can you see my screen? I went to VADSTI 4.0.
It's very zoomed in.
Oh, it's zoomed in. I opened my folder like this, and then I went to the download and then drag it from the download and then drop it to my folder. Or you can open it and save it to your folder. Save as.
I don't have anything in my downloads.
Are you using Mac or Windows?
I have Windows.
Okay, so Windows is even easier. You can download it and save as. How did you do the first time? How did you do it?
Where am I downloading?
Oh, from the GitHub. The course, where do you get the course material? Where do you go to get the course material?
Oh, the GitHub.
Yeah, you go there and then download it and then put it in our folder.
I'm not seeing anything to download.
The GitHub?
Let me refresh. Is it week 3?
Yeah, check week 3, it might be.
Is it this README text?
No, not README, salary.
Oh, someone said it's week 2.
Oh, week 2, okay, go to week 2. But we are on week 3, but check week 2.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, you make sure it's in the same folder, right? Put in the same folder, and then you will be able to do that, right? Okay, so now I want to get the name of all the columns. You remember, sometimes you will be working with a data that has like thousands of columns, millions of rows. So anybody remember what code I should type here to get the name of the columns? So salary dot what? If I want to get the name of all columns.
Add 1 or columns.
Yeah, columns, right? that. And if I want it to be nicely in the list, I can apply list to it, right? That, right? It's a list. It doesn't have anything extra, just the name of my columns, right? If you don't have a list, then you will have these extra, right? Index, object type, start, right? But this is pretty much the name of your columns, right? Okay, so now I want to know.
Yeah, mine aren't coming up.
Huh?
Yeah, mine aren't coming up when I type in salary.columns. Which is weird because
Make sure with typing, with spelling. Check the spelling.
You know what? I see what happened.
Okay. Make sure you run it too. You run it, and then this should work. Okay. So we have that. Now I want to know what kind of data I have inside each columns, and I want to have some information about those. I want to also be able to see the number of rows, number of columns. How should I do that? So here.
I'm sorry. Mine did not look like that.
What is it? How does it look like?
It's pink and it says file not found error.
Oh, did you run this? You got error here?
Yes, I ran that.
Yeah. That means your salary, this one, is not inside the folder that you are currently in. It has to be in the same folder.
Okay, and I do PWD to like find
PWD is just checking your
where I'm at. Okay, I
Yeah.
think I put it in the wrong folder.
Yeah, you gotta put in the right folder. You gotta put in the folder you are currently in. Otherwise, it will not see. Python does not tolerate. It doesn't go outside of your current location. Okay, so what method I should use to get all the information about my columns, right? The number of rows. Which method?
Okay, repeat what you said.
I want to know, get some information about this data, this salary data, the number of rows, the number of columns, and what type of entries I have in every columns.
That info.
Exactly.
Shape or info?
Info.
Okay.
So salary, info. Salary, info, O is missing. See, it tell me that I got 148,654 rows and 13 columns. Right. So if you see any rows that has less than that means that rows got missing data. If any rows got less than 14,654, that means that row got missing data. See, these two got missing data. Order pair, overtime pair. Oh.
But there are others that are less than 148,654. Does it mean they have missing data as well?
Yeah, this one also.
benefits.
If it is exactly equal to this, that means they're not missing anything,
Okay.
right? Anything less than that, missing data. Okay, so this tell me a lot about this thing, right? So now we want to what do you call it? Missing data. We want to see the missing data. So I'm not sure you remember that. So I will just do it. If you want to know the missing data, especially the number of missing data on every column, you will do DF, in this case, our salary that is NA, and then that's a method. And if you want to know the exact number, you add them together. So Python, to add things together, this is called sum, right? So I add all the missing data on employee name. It said that no employee has missing name. No employee got missing job title. But some employee got missing base pay. 4 employee got missing overtime pay. Maybe they didn't work overtime, right? 4 of them got other pay, right? Missing that. 4 of them don't have insurance, like benefits, right? And actually not 4, 36,163. See? So here it's everything is missing. Everything is missing about the statute. So that is the method that will let you know about the missing data. Any questions? Okay. So now we can replace the missing data, right? By 0 if you want, right? So one way to do that is to do df dot fill NA, like fill up, right? Value equal 0. Oh, it's not DF,
Salary.
salary. Yeah, it's salary. Right. So I should have do head only because I don't want to have this long table here. Right. So we fill it up by zeros. And if you repeat this code again, you will see that nobody has missing data. Stop. So let me run the same code again. You see 0. Oh. Same thing. If you want the change to be permanent, you gotta store it. Salary equal that. Right. Then if you do this, you see no missing data at all. This means your data is clean data. Data scientists love this, but this is not the real world. This is even better. This data set is even better. The data frame can be, your data set can be very, very, very messy. So let me go back to the code, fill NA. Any question about this?
Yes. Why did it return everything to be 0 rather than? Oh, okay, I get it. Thank you.
Yeah, we fill it up. Anything that is missing, we fill it up.
Even the notes is giving like the actual value of the data set. So why did it return it as 0?
The note?
Yeah, the notes is the number of data sets in the data frame.
No.
Data and data sets. 148,654. So why did it return it as 0?
No, it's not the number of that. You
Is
see,
that the number of missing data?
It's its own column. Look. Right here. See?
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so if you're not interested on any column, you can drop that, right? Let's say I want to drop employee ID, right? On the note, let's say we don't want the note. Well, how do we drop that? Because it doesn't provide anything. Everything is missing in that, right? It's a useless column. Everything is missing. And then we replace all of them by 0. So how can I get rid of that column or notes? Salary that what? I want to
drop NA.
Exactly, salary that drop. If I want to drop the only column, then I would say columns equal that in square bracket. So note, I think is, yeah. Right. Anything that I want to drop, if I want, I will do it right now. Right. If I don't want these also, I can add those to it. The study, the agency, I can do that. Right. Anything you don't want. Because it's in the list. I have a square bracket. That means I can have more than one agency. But the spelling must match. They must be the same. Right. So if yeah. Even ID. If I don't want this, I can drop that too. What happens if I run this? Say ID. What happened? Extra space. You know, you remember we talk about empty space means strings in Python, right? So I have an extra space there, then Python will, you know, treat that as a strings, and it doesn't see anything in my data frame that is ID plus empty strings. Okay, so what's going on here? I drop the columns, but they appear here again. What happened?
You didn't store it to a new.
Very good.
So my question is, I have a follow-up, sorry. Why did it give you only 2?
Huh?
It gave you
I'll
only,
run it too. I'll run it twice. I'll run it here and I'll run it here.
it
Right?
gave you only 2 rows.
Oh, let me see. Why only 2 rows?
Likewise, I got the same thing.
Hopefully I didn't store anything in there.
Oh, it's because of the previous code we ran.
Yeah, that comment. I need to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah. That. All right. So now my thing is there and she gave an answer. We need to store it. Salary. That was it. Right. Story here. And then now you can drop it. Then now when I run this, I can even do head here. So let it head. That. See the ID and the note, the study, the agency are gone. Everybody should have a data set clean like this. Now, what if I want to get the base pay of all employees? I want to get that columns. How do I do that?
Sorry, mine is still giving me 2 rows only, and I've taken out the.
Yeah, because you remember we had this before. We had it that head. You need
Yeah,
to.
I took that out.
You took that out? Okay, we'll run it from the top. go run it from above. That's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah, you run it from here to create a new one.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so now I want to get the base pay of all employee. I want to grab that. How do I do that?
Salary dot open bracket base pay.
Yep, that's it. What if I want to get the lowest, the minimum of the base pay?
Then you use that mean.
Yeah. Okay, so let me put it this way. So salary base pay, that mean. Okay. Mean is a method, so you do that. So this is the minimum. This guy over the city of San Francisco is less than 0. Just because you see a bunch of 0 here, that didn't mean it was a minimum, right? Be careful.
I ran into an error
For which one?
for get the base pay of employees.
Yeah, your data frame name
Mm-hmm.
and base pay. The spelling is very important. You see here? You can even copy from here. Copy and then paste it inside quotations.
Oh, wow. Even to capitalization. Okay.
Yeah, even capitalization.
I also only got 2 people on my employee list.
Me too.
Yeah, that's come from here. Let me explain it again. When we change, when we do this line, I don't know if you got line there, salary equals salary, the fill any. When we do fill any, I didn't want the whole data frame to show up, right? I did this, that head, and then I put number 2 here. That means I only wanted to see 2 rows. So what you wanna do, you delete that because we stored it to a data frame now, right? And go up at the beginning, run it to clear that thing from the memory, right? This line, you remove the head too, you remove that, and then go back and run your data frame. Come to up to this point. If you do that, you will see everything.
I tried that. I got a error message saying cell error, salary dot drop column to some with the one that's just below that. Not yeah. ID note status agency. He gave me an error saying we'll get to the very bottom.
Go run it from above, because if you drop something twice, right? You run it twice, you can't drop twice.
Oh,
maybe you drop it already, then if you drop already, you can't drop it again.
okay.
Right? Not drop twice. If you want to avoid it.
So I can just skip that line then, or
Yeah. No, if you start from above, you shouldn't have an error. Right? You go up, you run a new one, like here, then nothing is dropped from here.
oh, I see. Start from the
Yeah, from where we build the data set.
gotcha.
Right. Okay. So now
Yeah, I still just have 2 columns.
okay, you then clear the memory. Make sure you delete that. You remember fill NA, take the head. Your line should look like this, right? Your line should look like this. No
Yeah.
head. Yeah, yeah. and then go clear the memory, and then come run this. When you clear the memory, make sure you run your library. Let me show them where have a library. Make sure you run these, right? Because these are the tools that we are using. You run this after you clear the memory, you run this, and then you
What button
come,
is clear memory?
you go to kernel, like here, you say interrupt, and then clear all output, and then you run.
I should restart
Yep.
and then I go back down and run.
Yeah, you run everything now.
Just at the 0, right?
Zeros? No, run
The
everything.
values.
If you can skip these, if you these don't have nothing to do with our CSV. If you want, you run your library, and then you come down. After you run the library, you come down here. You run this. This is what we're working on now. Library, and then come to case study.
What is library?
Oh, these. In fact, you're right. I should say that. Importing libraries. Libraries. Right. These.
Okay, I ran that. I go all the way down and I go to salary and I run that.
No, you come. Let me show you. Yeah, you come here. Start running from here. Right. Get that. You get a list of column. That's fine. You get your info. That should be fine. And you're missing data. Right. You got some missing data. When you come here, make sure there is no head. Head 2, make sure there is no that. Right? You run that. And then you check again to make sure nothing is missing. Nothing is missing. Now you drop these columns. And then you look at it to make sure the change was permanent. They are permanent. And now we are here. We grab the base pair.
I noticed that you had a title. I guess I missed that for loading data set. Okay. And transform. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm caught up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be two rows now, right?
Yes, sir. It's all 4.
Exactly. You get everything. Now you come here. Nope, you shouldn't get any error, any trouble here, no, everything should be fine. Should be fine. And this is the last thing. We get the base pair and then we check the minimum. All right. What if I want to get the average pair in the city of San Francisco? How do I get the average base pair? Average base pair. What is the statistical
Did a mean?
yeah, mean. That mean. Yep.
Wait, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm getting my file is not being found.
Oh, at the beginning?
Yeah.
Let's fix that. Hold on. Let me check some messages here.
My library, if something was wrong for my library, but it's actually not. I'm
So
not.
you never got to this point.
No.
Okay, can you share with me?
Yeah. One moment.
Okay. open your folder. I want to see if salary is there.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I don't see salary here.
Oh, wasn't it supposed to be in here? Oh.
There it is.
Oh,
You-
I deleted something thinking I had to re-download it. Okay.
You have to put it here. You have to put your salary CSV here.
Okay, let me go.
Okay. Anybody else is having that same issue? So your file has to be in the same location as your Jupyter notebook. Okay. So we got a mean. Now, what about overtime? We want to know the maximum overtime pay. How do you get that?
That will be the
Salary, overtime pay max.
Overtime. Yeah. Max. Very good. So now I want to know which employee make the most overtime. How do I do that? I need to know the name of an employee that make $245,131.88 in overtime. Yeah. How do I do that? This is the power of appenders. Just read the easiest, the data. We can format the answer. Yeah. Okay. So salary, right? At let me copy this. Salary overtime pay. Is that all? Okay, overtime pay. Why is not salary? Salary at overtime pay. So I want to compare that to this equal, because I know the value.
Professor,
Yes.
is it underpay or overtime pay?
Overtime pay. Yeah, you're right. Overtime pay.
So it's gonna be equals salary, square brackets, overtime pay, dot max.
Exactly. We wanna compare it to this. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to discuss this a lot, right? This kind of comparison operator, right? So we want this. This is our condition here. We are filtering the data sets to this. This is our conditions, right? In fact, let me remove these. Right. It will be false everywhere except places where this is true. If you want to say where it is true, then you have to apply your data frame to the whole data frame. So salary, square bracket here, and then you close that square bracket. Then if only one person make that money, it will return only that one person. You know, every person represents the entire row. So you will see all the feature of that thing: employee names, job title, pay, be pay, overtime pay, everything. Now, if you want to get the name, what do you do? What do you do now? If I only want the name. Your boss said, give me the name. You don't want to send this. I know it's right here, but one way to grab it is to do this, right? You put here employee name. So Gary Gary is the employee that works the most overtime. By name. Okay, now we want to know, I want you to do this. I'll give you 2 minutes. It's 7:41 or 43, we're gonna do it. I want the name of a employee who owes the city of San Francisco.
Sorry, what did you say?
Let me write. Find the name of the employee with the least base pay. We have a list. The least means the smallest, or the minimum base pay.
So for me, it did not give me Gary Jimenez. It just gave me a input error.
Okay, let's do it step by step. So first, you make sure you got this. Let me put it here. You take salary at overtime, you take that column and then you compare it to salary at overtime that max. You got that first? This equal is 2 equal.
Oh, there's one over that.
Overtime pay. You got that?
Yes, I do have that.
Okay, so now put square bracket here. Put another square bracket here. And behind this square bracket, you type the name of your data set. I think it's salary. And run it. You should get this. This is like SQL query. You did that?
Trying.
Yeah, make sure the spelling are correct. Overtime pay, the capital O and capital P.
Okay, 9 minutes.
Yeah.
No, it just looks like an even bigger mess. It's not working.
Is your salary data frame is working? Did you get everything else up to this point?
I have just the number
You got
245,131. And then after that, it's not working.
oh, you got this.
Lower than that. I have the, what is
Right
the
here. You got it here,
I
right?
have, mhm.
Okay. Then this should work. Let me see your screen. I think there is some typo somewhere.
Okay.
Make it bigger. Over time. Yeah, capital T. Look at your other side. You got capital T. No. It's lower. It's supposed to be lower.
Oh.
They're all lower T. Run it now so I can see. No. Shift enter is quicker.
Oh, shift enter. Okay.
See? You got it now, right?
Oh, okay. So I delete this bottom.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Okay.
Python is very picky. It's case sensitive.
Okay. Oh, let me stop sharing. Thank
All
you.
right. No problem. Python is case sensitive. So now, yeah, I was asking you the employee that make the list. Did we get that? The list base pay.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that, right? Salary at what?
Salary,
Base
bracket,
pay.
base pay equals salary, square bracket, base pay.
Base pay what?
But min,
Yep, that mean.
square bracket, employee name.
Yep, right here. So this guy, Arvin. So everybody should get Arvin. If you want to get the name, you put here employee name. Employee name. Arvin Siddhartha.
So Arwen is giving money back because his salary's negative.
Huh?
So Arwen has to give money back because his salary's negative.
Yeah. His base pay was negative, right? I don't, let me look at his salary. Arvin, let me, because I know his name, I can delete now. His base pay was negative. Overtime was not negative. He got 249. His total pay was 83, right? Because it's the difference between these two. 249 minus 166 is equal, yeah. So his total pay was $83.01. Plus benefit is $89.57.
I think someone else got Christopher Chong.
Hmm?
There's somebody in the comments got Christopher Chong as the employee.
The employee?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I'm thinking when I dropped NAs, maybe I somehow dropped part of the data set, but yeah, I'm getting Christopher
We
Chong.
didn't drop NA.
Oh, then maybe that's my mistake.
Yeah, we didn't drop any NA. We filled it up right here. Fill NA.
And fill NA
Right?
equals, okay, fill NA.
Yeah. So because you drop it already, you need to go up up here and then run your data frame again. Right, up to where you wanna fill, up to here. When you get here, instead of drop it, we fill it. Right, so that's one way to deal with NA, right? You can drop NA.
Okay, so I'm at fill in a. Then some. Let me delete this.
Value equals 0. Right, we just said that if you don't have overtime pay, if there is no value there, that means you didn't work overtime, right? If there is no benefit pay, that means you don't have benefit, stuff like that. We just replace it by 0. If it is missing, 0.
Okay, I got it. Now I have Irwin.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, and any other questions? So, if I ask you to find the job title, so let me just type instead of what is the job title of this employee name. I'm gonna type it here. Joe. Let me put in Joseph Driscoll. How would you do that? Well, this is exactly how his name is spelled. Joseph Driscoll. So another employee name, I want you to tell me his job title. Because we don't have time and we're supposed to do data and web scraping today. We didn't even get there. I'm gonna type it. So salary, right, is our data frame. I wanna grab employee name and I wanna compare that to this employee name that I was given. I'll just copy and paste. So employee name equal this. That. This will be false everywhere except in one place where it is true. If I want to know that, I will apply my data frame to it by using square bracket before and after, and then say here, salary. Then it will return an entire row where this is true. And if I want to grab the employee name only, job title, I'll put here, job title. Job title. Right? Captain, fire suppression. Now, how do you get his pay? Let me put it down. How much does right? So
it's gonna be salary square bracket, employee name equals Joseph
and then
Driscoll,
in these
and then
two,
the pay.
yeah, total pay benefit.
Total pay.
Total pay benefit. That's it. So he make $270,324.91. Right. So now if you want to know the highest pay, the employee that is the highest pay, the one that get paid the most, how do you get that?
It will be salary, base pay. Sorry. Yeah, base pay equals salary, base pay max.
Okay, let me have a question. We know the highest paid person in the data set. Okay, so let me say salary at total pay benefit, total pay benefit. Okay, equal what? Total pay benefit equal. We want to get the max. That max, right? Again, it will be false everywhere. What? Only one? The first one is true. The first person in the data set is a max, the most pay individual. So salary here. Nathaniel Ford, he makes about $567,595.43. So because we want the name, if you want the name, you just grab employee name. Employee name. So now, what is the average? The average mean base pay for all employees per year from 2011 to 2014. Let me write the questions. The average base pay. The average base pay of all employees. Right. How would you do that? Oh, we don't have time. So we're supposed to cover these at on our basic thing, pandas, but this is how you do it. Salary. You want to group the salary per year. Every year, right? So you are grouping by year. Every year you want to know the base pay, right? So you got year 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. So you want to have that because that's a per year, right? So you want to grab the year column and then group by year because you got so many years, right? So this is how you do the group by. It's a Panda method, group by, right? So you want to group by what? Year. Let me make sure the spelling of the year is correct. Yeah, capital Y, right? And then from there, group by is an aggregated function. So if you do that, you don't get anything, but you have to apply some aggregated function to it. Mean is an aggregated function. average, standard deviation, maximum, minimum, all of those, sum, all of those are called aggregated function. So you have to apply that to it. But which column are you interested in? You are interested on the base pair. I believe that's how you spell it. Base pair, right? All right. Base pair is not defined. Wow, 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 wow. What is this? Okay, so let me.
Maybe it's because you didn't specify the year.
No, the years, I want all the years. I want to group by years, right? Group by, right? Salary, the group by, and I want to group by year, and then take the mean. Let me take this out. If I do that, wow. Why is giving me the name of employee? Huh. Base pair. Okay. I've never done this before, but I'm gonna throw it. Why they change the group by thing? They change it. Okay, so when you group by year, you get the entire data frame, but it is more summarized. Then you get the column that you want, and you will return the base pair column. And then what do we want from the base pair column? The average, and then you apply that thing here. That's it. So in 2011, it was 63,000, 2012, 65, 2013, 68. What happened? It decreases in 2014, the base pay. Okay, so we didn't get to web scraping. I mean, that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. Again, there is a lot of things to do in Python. This is just the surface level, right? And I'll stop here. I'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna do web scraping. Any questions?
I can't make tomorrow, but I'll follow it. You're gonna upload this on Friday, right?
Yeah, they're gonna upload everything for you.
All right.
No problem, no problem. Thank you too. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. And I too won't
you.
be able to make it tomorrow, but we'll watch the lecture.